I cannot tell you how excited I am to share my garden with you today. Mostly we're going to talk about, shortly we're going to talk about what you can plant in November. And I'm going to sound a little bit like a broken record from like November, December, just about into January, because it's going to be a lot of the same things that we can plant, but still exciting that we can plant cool stuff. So I've done a lot of new things in the yard, and I'm going to update you on my greenhouse situation, and that's about it. So we're going to find out what you can plant, and we're going to take a tour of the garden. So let's go check it out. So it's time for another episode of what you can plant in November. So this month we can plant globe artichoke, asparagus, beets, beans, fava, lentil, garbanzo, bok choy, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, bulb onions, carrots, cauliflower, chard, Chinese cabbage, collard greens, cilantro and dill, head lettuce, garlic and mint, fennel, all types, endive, kale, kohlrabi, leaf lettuce, leeks, mizuna, mustard, oregano, parsley, sage, parsnip, peas, all the peas, radishes, rutabaga, spinach, thyme, and turnips. And then for flowers, you can plant African daisies, baby's breath, begonia, bells of Ireland, black-eyed Susan, calendula, carnation, coreopsis, delphinium, forget-me-nots, geraniums, hollyhocks, Johnny jump ups, larkspur, lupine, nasturtia, pansies, petunias, poppies, and ranunculus. Happy planting! I am just beyond excited to share the garden with you. I finally kind of got everything cleaned up and pretty well situated. I've got some strawberries over here. This one's still struggling a little bit. Strawberries. Mustard's doing great. So if it's got a can, it's a transplant that's not really fully ready to be on its own, because you can see a lot of them. And I'm really starting to wonder if perhaps that was some of the bags that had the transplants from the rapid starters. I also created a little succulent thing. This dragon fruit has really struggled, but I got roots going on it in the house over the summer, so I'm hoping that maybe it'll survive. Otherwise, this is from Crystal's bloom basket, and that's a elephant food that I got when I got that. I got a couple of tomatillas going. Nothing in this bag. Another strawberry over here. Lovely kohlrabi, bok choy is looking fabulous, and those are a couple of more broccolis. My peppers are all crazy happy making. This is actually, can't see anything yet, but I planted ranunculus and I think tiger lilies, or no, not tiger lilies, but some kind of lily. So, and you can see I got the greenhouse positioned, and it's a nice depth inside the greenhouse. I put a shelf from that used to be in my house, because so I just need to double check that it's level, but then this will give me a place to put my seedling trays. It's still a little warm to start using the greenhouse, but you can see I've got like a step that just kind of gives me stabilization when I step in here, and then I'll be able to just work with my seedlings. So I just need to make sure that this is level so that my drain trays work, and then I've still got room to put some buckets and some more trays as time goes on. So that is my cool little greenhouse, and I've still got some things going in trays here. These taller tomatoes here are like my favorite giant tomatoes, and I've got some cherries over here, and these are all my wispy asparagus that are ready to go. So you've seen a lot of this. All these tomatoes that I got from Summer Winds are really going off, and my watermelon is crazy too. I mean, here's this one down here. It's about the size of the wastebasket. This one is ready to be strung up. And this one, I can't even get my hand around it anymore. We made a little hammock out of some knee highs to give it some support and get the pressure off of this branch right here. I'm just kind of letting the loofah go. Now here, I was borrowing hay to supplement and mulch the top of my strawberry bags, and then I got to a point where this, like the hay was just kind of, or the straw was just melded to the ground. It was in a really composted state. So I just kind of made it even, and then I put a mulch line around here to just kind of stemmy some of the grass, and I poured a little bit of like my bag soil there and topped it with compost. So now I'm going to cover it up with, you know, some tulle to keep the birds off of it. And then I moved my old strawberry bags over here and I put them on a piece of cardboard, because this area is like, when I moved bags from here, there were some places that were roots from grass and different random stuff were growing up through the bags. So I'm going to plant lettuces, and on the, you know, edges there'll be peas, and I don't know everything that I'm going to do over here. Those are some sunflowers from the basket that I got from Crystal too. I just went around with them with some steer manure. This hibiscus is just, it's not that great, so I'm really kind of not even barely watering it right now, whereas the other one is really great. So here's this beautiful view, and I'll pan back this way. Looking awesome, huh? I'm so happy. Okay, so these are more transplants that I got. Now this one is the one that I'm really excited about, and I'm hoping that this is going to be my major seed share. And everything's covered up in bags because I noticed yesterday that they were, a lot of them had aphids on them, and you can still see like there's an ant right there like trying to get in there. So my theory is, one, I can't spray them off every day because the seeds are never going to dry. So I sprayed them off really good today, and then I bagged them, you know, because I've got all kinds of different size organza bags. I love these things. They save my life. They're cheap. I have a huge pack of them. So that's why I bagged them. So I don't have to keep spraying them, and I'll be able to harvest a lot of good seeds off this to share with you guys, because this has been a really good plant and I've picked a lot off of it and it's still going. This is a Punta Banda that I got from Leslie like back at the end of the summer, and it's just covered in tomatoes, and the foliage doesn't look great because, again, over here it's aphid town. In this big bed, I'm excited about this. Yesterday I planted 44 onion bulbs, and I kind of did them around the edge and then one down the middle, and then kind of split it into quadrants where I planted some chervil over there, cilantro, cumin, and then I planted some dill over there. And the fig is losing its leaves, and this bag's empty over here. And then, like I said, there's all my broccoli bags. So I'm loving this look. I'm loving this design. I'm loving that everything is starting to have more of a flow. It's you know, having just, it feels good. You know what? I just almost tripped on the water hose. But it's just really starting to feel like a garden and not just like a bunch of bags that got dropped off from somebody else's garden. So there's my garden, and I hope yours is doing great too. Well, I hope you found that helpful. I'm sorry for the writing being kind of small. You know, when you have children, they run off with your dry erase markers. So I've decided that I'm going to start kidnapping their markers and holding them hostage. That way when they need a marker, they have to write really tiny. So I hope you enjoyed my video today. I hope that your garden is kind of blowing up like mine. I've got a whole new project out front that I'm super excited to share with you. But ultimately, I hope you have the best day ever, and I look forward to chatting again with you soon.